few viewers we get that like, hey, this might become like a once a month thing. Once we're done with like solid things to learn.
As far as like basic stuff goes, I don't have much more to say. I definitely want our like finale to be in person.
Yeah.
So we could do.
I think it would be fun to because like I'd like to come up and see you like once a month, like once your mom gets better and I get more comfortable with Access Link.
I mean, if you could find a way to my house, go ahead.
Yeah, well, like I can go straight to my sister's place, and then all you have to do is pick me up, pick me up from there, which is like half an hour away from your house, ish,
Oh.
Hello, internet. Are we streaming it?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Hello, internet.
The reason I say I want our next thing to be a finale is because, like, I don't know, logistics change. Who knows if we're gonna see each other, or like once we do, if that's gonna happen again.
That's true.
So
yeah, I hope so. Like I'd like to make it, a once a month thing or whatnot. Especially like the thing that bothers me about Access Link as of now is I don't know how much it's gonna cost to get me to my sister's. Like once I went to Philly, once I was like, yeah, I can do this once a month. This is easy. But like with Access Link, they're like, we can't tell you how much it'll cost until you book it. And I'm like,
Access Link isn't expensive; it's just inconvenient.
well, that's the thing is like because now I can literally get picked up at my house and get dropped off at my sister's house. It's not as inconvenient for me anymore. And then because like then at least I'm at a house that I know with family and people I know, and then all I have to do is wait for you guys.
Yeah, just the things like the timing of Access Link is always just so vague. It's annoying.
Yeah, but that's the other thing is like on my way home, you guys can drop me off, and I'm just at my sister's apartment. I'm not in a random ass place.
I haven't taken Access Link that often. Alex and I used it to get from his house to the Philadelphia airport to fly to Pittsburgh. Was that to fly to Wisconsin? And like we just barely made our flight. And
I would never use them for anything that required a time.
Oh, there's no other
like
way
a
to
set time.
And then that was the only time we traveled from Philly, because then we were just like, you know what? You come to my house, and my parents can drive us the 25 minutes to the Newark airport, and we'll just do that. And I'm doxing the hell out of myself, so I'm going to stop talking about specific locations. But and then on the way home, hi Derwin, I'll give you a music tangent in a minute. And then on the way home, we got on the Access Link at like 4 p.m. And then they just like arbitrarily decide when you get to get dropped off. And they were just driving around New Jersey, dropping random people who got on the bus after us. And eventually we were like less than a mile from Alex's house. It was like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. maybe. First of all, this is an hour and a half drive. We've been on the bus since 4 p.m. So get your shit together. And then they were at the last minute, they got another addition to their queue, and we're like, oh, by the way, we can't drop you off now. We got a new addition to our queue. We have to drive another hour away from your house and then back. And I had to be like, no, I have to take medication at 10. You will drop us off. And after a lengthy phone call that the bus driver had to have, they were like, all right, fine, we'll drop you off. We're like 3 minutes away from the house anyway. It's like, yeah, you were. No, thank you.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing that was like with when I'm being dropped off at like one as long as what I'm doing with Access Link isn't time sensitive, like I'm cool because like, hey, I get the Wi-Fi from my house and then I get the Wi-Fi from my sister's apartment, so I'm just chilling. And then like, hey, if you have to drop me off an hour before my bus gets there, all well, at least I get home.
Shit to work? I don't know, mate.
Yeah, I don't. That like I said, anything time sensitive with Access Link, I don't get at all. Like unless like you said, it's your only resort. But like I would never use them for anything where I needed to be somewhere on time because I would be stressed the entire ride.
I know, right?
Like, nope.
So, anyone, including Allison, have any like music questions?
Actually, yes. Just cause like I understand now, like time signature versus tempo.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like just because we were playing it all last stream, the 4/4 like shop song from Undertale. If you
Yeah.
could change that to 3/4, what would that do?
It would sound very different. Let me see if I can play it. It would be more like, let's see. So normally it goes. It'd be more like. No, fuck. All right, hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
It's not easy to transpose time signatures.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Huh. That does sound weird.
That's how that would sound.
Because that's the thing is like I understand like in isolation what those mean, but like especially time signature, or especially time signature.
Yeah,
Like I don't fully grasp what that does to a song. Like if you would change it.
Yeah, it gets funky. It's not something you do normally. Like you could change the speed of a song all you want, a tempo of a song
like
could be
that I
faster,
understand.
slower. That's fine. But usually you don't change the time signature. Those are that's a little more gimmicky. Like you'll see videos on YouTube like, what if Song of Storms was in 5/4? And it was like it's a gimmick. It's not something you do really. But yeah, that's what that sounds like.
Neat.
Any other questions? Anyone?
Anyone in the audience of one?
It's just Derwin. Derwin says they don't have questions, but come on, come up with a question. I don't care what.
Even if it's just like, hey, can you play this song in this key?
Oh
or
God.
something? I don't know.
The answer is probably no, but you can ask.
Yeah, exactly.
We've talked about notes, intervals, chords, scales, key signatures, circle of fifths, circle of fourths, minor versus major, seventh chords. We've covered a lot of different topics.
Yeah, so the majors, yes. Yeah, let's see. Major seventh? Or no. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Major seventh.
Yeah, that's right.
Minor seventh.
That's dominant.
Dominant. Okay, that's what I keep forgetting. Dominant seventh, and this is minor.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello, minor.
The main thing I want to talk about today is reharmonization.
Ooh, that's a fun word.
But I just want to make sure nobody wants to review anything because I don't have much more to say. This is just sort of a bonus topic.
Mm-hmm. Extra credit.
Extra credits.
Oh my God! Yeah, wait.
I don't know.
Oh, I love that episode. I've thought about that episode so long. Classic SpongeBob. Oh, actually, here's a question now. What key is the SpongeBob theme in?
I don't know. Might be in C. That sounds right.
Actually, I saw a TikTok of some like army dudes marching to it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It was hilarious. There also was a group that did the Barbie song, Barbie Girl, Barbie Girl, and a Barbie wow. That's amazing. Is that also in C? Let's see.
I have no idea. I don't listen to that song super often.
Neither do I, but it's hilarious.
Okay.
So what's this reharmonic? What was the word you said?
Reharmonization.
Okay, reharmonization, that's the word. What is das?
So, once upon a time, I was taking a piano lesson, and we were playing a song in D minor. I wonder what song it was. Can't remember. Anyway, so we were talking about different ways to play different chords and stuff, as you do with jazz people. Hey, look, it's one of those bots that tries to sell you views. What's up, bot that tries to sell you views? I'm not going to buy views from you. I'm also not going to ban you because that takes too much effort. Anyway. So we were playing a song in D minor or whatever. We were talking about different ways to play different chords. And we were talking. We got to like a regular A chord, right? A major, A dominant 7, and he's like, okay. So first of all, playing jazz, you're probably gonna play the chord a little more like this, right? So in my right hand, and don't worry about this, I'm gonna make this way simpler in a second. I just want to tell him.
Yeah, I figured.
So in my right hand, I got C sharp G and C natural, which is the 3rd, the 7th, and the sharp 9 of A. And I got the A in the bass, obviously, to make it a nice A chord. And he was like, that's one way you could express this. But if instead in your left hand, in the bass, you played an E flat, it completely changes the function of the notes in your right hand. So I've got the same exact notes in my right hand. I just changed my bass note. And now, instead of, the 3rd, the 7th, and the sharp 9, I got the 7th on the bottom, got the 3rd here, and we got the, is that the 11th? Either way. It's amazing how easily you can change the function of your chords. And so here's what we're gonna do a little exercise here.
Ooh. I go to the gym. I like exercise.
Great. Cool. Sure. So in your right hand, I want you to play a D major chord in second inversion. So the notes are A, D, and F sharp.
So let's see, A, D, and F sharp.
Right. How low does your keyboard go? What's the lowest note on your keyboard? Okay. Can you bring that right hand down the octave?
Okay.
Great. Okay, so that's a D chord, right? Will you agree?
Yes.
With D major in second inversion. But we don't really know that, It's more like a Schrodinger's D chord. Because we have to decide what the bass note is. Now, just playing it with your right hand, the bass note is A, and we got a D and a F sharp. That's a D major chord in second inversion. Fine, sure. But now let's add our left hand. And we're going to do different things with our left hand that's going to recontextualize these 3 notes. Now, these 3 notes on our right hand, never going to change. We're just going to keep this constant. Now, on your left hand, I want you to play a D and an A.
Okay. D, A. Dumbledore's on. Got it.
Which D is that? Yeah, okay, down there. Great, perfect. Okay, so we got a nice D chord. Now the D chord isn't in first inversion. It's actually in root position because the very bottom note is what determines that. But we have a D chord. We're playing the 1st, the 5th in our left hand, and then on our right hand we have 5, 1, 3. Cool. Now, keeping your right hand exactly the same, I want you to play a G and a D in your left hand.
So let's see. So we go. So okay. So let's see. So we go from A, D to G, D.
Yeah, G on the bottom. G and D.
Like, wait, G on the okay. I see. So,
Just G and D.
there we go.
Yeah, like that. And then your right hand, the same notes. And play that all together. Beautiful chord. Absolutely phenomenal chord.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hurry.
thanks, Andrew, for coming in and banning the bot for me. I appreciate that.
Hello. Hi.
So here's what we have now. We haven't changed our right hand, but we have completely changed what chord we're playing. Now we're playing a G chord. We have a G in our bass. We're playing this really beautiful G chord. And it didn't take much effort to play this really fancy chord, which is great. All we did was change what our left hand was doing. So in our left hand, we have the first and the fifth, G and D. And now in the right hand, instead of it being in the context of a D chord, the 5-1-3, we have the ninth, this A, the 5 again, this D, and the major 7th up here with the F sharp. And it's a really nice chord.
Very nice.
And now we're going to keep the same notes in the right hand. And we're just going to move the G and the D in our left up to A and E. So just a whole step up. Play that again. All together, right hand.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Now we have a really fancy A chord we're playing. Got our first and our 1 and 5 in left hand. Right hand we have the 1 also, A, and we have the D, which is a 4. It's like a suspension, and we have the 6 up here with our F sharp.
Oh, I see. So it's sort of like because we're playing A on both hands, they sort of in a sense negate, and so we have an inverted chord, I think, because of the E.
It's not inverted at all. It's a regular root position A chord. It's just we're using these notes that we picked at the very beginning as a D chord, and based on what we're doing with our left hand, it changes the chord completely. So now we're playing an A chord, and we just have some really nice notes in the right hand that make it sound really good without having to do much work. And then again, I want you to move your left hand up to B and F sharp.
F sharp.
Yeah, and the same right hand. Now we have a really nice sounding B chord, B minor chord. We didn't change our right hand.
Yeah, I see.
But the notes that our right hand are playing are now in the context of a B chord. We have the minor 7th on the bottom, that's our A. We have the D, which is the third in the chord. And the F sharp is the 5. So it's just a minor 7 B chord. So we have this.
I forget what are the types of chords that sound concluded?
Concluded.
They finish off the thing and you feel at home. You go home.
Like a cadence, you mean?
Yeah,
it's not really a type of chord. I mean, your root chord would be.
I don't know. There's something concluding sounding of this chord. To be in the F sharp, there's something like finishing of it. It's it feels concluded. You don't need anything else.
I'm not sure. Explain that again.
You know how there are those notes of those chords where you're like, it needs finishing.
You mean like a suspension?
Yeah, that's the word.
Right.
Suspension. It doesn't have that. It feels suspended.
Right. So we've played 4 completely different types of chords really easily by just moving our left hand. We have a D chord, this G chord, this A chord, and a B chord. And it's a really, really nice chord progression.
That party.
And that's sort of what I mean by reharmonizing. We're taking these upper notes that we was a D chord, and based on what our left hand is doing, the notes completely change their function without having to change the notes at all.
So it's sort of about what key they're in, I guess,
Well,
or not like.
It's about what
You
what your bass line is doing. So that's what our left hand was. It was serving as a bass line.
I'm so used to the left hand just being chords, like just
Well,
like
if you're
I'm
playing,
used to like my right hand being the melody hand.
well, there you don't have to always be playing a melody. There can be passages in the song where you want to play chords, but you want the chords to be big and pretty, and you need more than just one hand to play them. Or in the context of playing in an ensemble, if your job is to play chords while a different instrument is playing a melody or somebody is singing, you're probably going to be using both hands to play the chords because you want them to be as big as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just a really good way to play. I'm doing the same thing, but I'm just arpeggiating my right hand a little bit to make it feel like a melody.
That is cool.
Yeah. So that's the vibe, and that's like if you take like a melody and then use the melody to build chords, that's like what like super modern progressive jazz is. So if you take a song like the Christmas song that's like
Yeah.
well, normal chords in that song would sound like but if you reharmonized it, you took the melody notes and were like, okay, well, what chords that have absolutely nothing to do with this key signature can I form? You can get like really weird modern jazz is like. And it doesn't, it's dissonant as all hell, but that's sort of what progressive jazz is.
I like it.
So that's what jazz musicians do in their free time. They reharmonize. It's stupid.
I think.
Personally, I like my music to be a little more tonal, but it's just up to preference.
Yeah. Oh, can you tonal the Mario theme?
Can I tonal the Mario theme? Like that?
Yeah, do that.
Could I reharmonize the Mario theme, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not great at it. Also, I have to, what chords normally go to the Mario theme? I know the melody, but there aren't chords because there wasn't enough channels back then. It was just more of a bass line and some notes and harmonies. Like that can be played a few different ways. It could be played like. Or it could be played like. So that's technically a reharmonization. Let me see. Yeah. Damn, that's wild. It's hard to do.
This is why jazz musicians are so talented.
Yeah, because it's something you like literally arrange. You take time. You figure out, all right, how am I gonna, what is the reharmonization gonna be, and then you practice it over and over and over again. It's like basically composing music.
Mm-hmm. Just like sort of being inspired by another piece in a way. Actually, here's a question: if and like you're not a lawyer, so maybe you don't know, but like if you took a song, what's the word? We harmonized it, and then published it as your own thing. Would that be legal?
No, that would be a cover.
Oh yeah,
that would not. I mean, it'd be legal. You can write a cover. You're allowed to do that, but it wouldn't be like a different song. I don't know what else to talk about.
Actually, why don't we go over everything and see if I fully understand everything? I mean, like intervals and chords. Like I understand the base of.
What don't you understand?
I'm trying to think, because I'm trying to figure out how what to do on my own with all this information. Like
what you do on your own is you play the piano a lot. That's what you do on your own. You practice scales all day, and then you practice chord progressions, and then you practice melodies, and then you get really fluent in how different key signatures work, which makes it a lot easier for you to pick up on melodies faster, and you just play music. And I'm sure there's lots of different exercise books and shit that people teach out of. But and if you were in person, we could play along with each other, but we can't do it over Discord. So I can't be like, oh hey, let's learn how to play this, and then we could talk about it. We can't sync up together.
Yeah, because what I would really like to do, just as someone who doesn't have a brilliant music brain like you do, is I just want to be able to play songs I like, but I need to work on getting a better ear for chords and that kind of stuff. Because a lot of times with the music I watch or I listen to, I find it hard to pick out everything because it's so loud or there's so much going on. I have trouble isolating all the different elements.
Well, you gotta pick out parts from the song. Listen to just the drumming, and that'll give you an idea on how fast the song is and what the rhythm's like. Listen to the chords, and you can pick out what key signature it's in, which will make it a lot easier to decide on the melody, but figure out the melody.
Yeah, well, I think chords are the hardest thing because because especially with the actual songs, because not only am I trying to just pick out 3 different notes, obviously I can pick out sort of what type of chord it is, but I don't have perfect pitch, so not only do I have to pick out, but you have better than I do. I mean, you've honed it better than me for music, but what I need to work on. I've stopped saying I can since doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Just a lot of times it's just me. There's little things. There are few things that people can't do. For us, driving a car is one of those things, or at least legally driving one. But
if you wanted to really hone that, you'd probably need an in-person teacher.
Yeah.
because then they can sit down and teach you how to play songs, and over time you'll get better at doing it.
Yeah, like I need to find music that's like slower and like easier to listen to, just on the basis of the notes, because there's like maybe like just instrumentals. Actually, that would be interesting if I can find. Oh, maybe using karaoke versions to start with the songs. Then at least I don't have the vocals to deal with.
Yeah,
that would be a smart idea.
instrumental music is best to learn initially.
Actually, yeah. Is there a difference between instrumental and karaoke? Because a lot of times, like I kind of hear those words interchangeably sometimes.
A karaoke version of a song is a song that had lyrics that you took the lyrics off of. The instrumental,
but then
it's also okay. Karaoke music can also be called instrumental music. Instrumental music isn't always instrumental music's like you make a song with no lyrics in mind, you know.
Yeah, because in for example the Encanto soundtrack, all the songs from that movie have on the soundtrack music without the lyrics, and it's called instrumental, not karaoke.
Yeah, those are interchangeable.
They seem interchangeable.
See, I prefer instrumental music, which maybe helped me learn piano. I don't listen to a ton of lyrical music, not really.
So like as someone who likes language, I listen to, but I do really like listening to the instrumental versions of songs though, because like I pick up on things that I didn't before. Like without the singing, I'm like, oh, there's that sound that was there. Yeah, that's always fun to do. Yeah, what I find annoying about learning new things, just anything, it's like anybody wants to just jump in and do fun stuff, but you can't.
You literally have to do it for hundreds of hours. There's no way about it.
Well, I think the phrase I think it's like it takes 20 hours of studying to get to 80%, and then 80 hours to get to 90%.
I don't know.
I think some of that is just like, it takes forever to be perfect at something. I need to work on my left hand skills. I'm better with my right hand.
Me too.
Okay, so yeah, so it is B sharp.
It's an A sharp.
Oh, and the C. Actually, no, just okay, yeah. So that was because what I would like to do. The only song that I can play fully, sort of, is "Brothers" from FMA. And what I will. Oh, that would have. Let me see if I can, because I remember the chords. So that's B minor. Yes.
My name is Allison, and I only like songs that are in an experimental musical mode.
Well, I just want to see if I can pick up what.
Not yet brought up a nice diegetic piece of music. Diegetic? Not diegetic. Diatonic. That's the word. You're always like, oh, I like this song that has a flat 5 chord in it.
I don't know. I'm not good at picking up what you're looking for. I can just go, this sounds pretty.
Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, let's see. This sounds better with the suspension pedal.
Like, could you tell me what musical mode you're in?
You mean my brain? You mean scale, right?
Sure.
I mean, I think it changes.
It might.
Because I know it starts in D minor. Because that's the chord
Does
I
it,
just
though?
did.
What's the first chord?
It's a.
Okay. Sure. What's the second chord? Okay. But Tell me about it. Tell me about that. Let's talk about that.
Because that's what I know. It's a. My brain says G major.
Great,
'cause there's
sure.
No sharps in it, so.
So, B natural, right? What up with that?
Here, Chris, how would that sound?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I want you to talk about it. You know? Yeah. See, that's bad.
for some
That's not how the song
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
That's not how the song goes. But if it was in D minor, that would be how the song goes, because you can't have a B
Yes.
natural. So we're not
Yeah,
in
that
D
sounds
minor. It disproved itself in the second chord. It's got a
Oh,
B
yeah.
natural in there. It's all white keys.
I mean, couldn't that just be the exception? Like, actually, here's a question: How do you know, how do you know when you're in a scale versus, in a scale with some
Versus like an
exceptions?
accidental.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on how you want to notate it. I don't know how the rest of that song goes, but from the first two chords, I'd call it D Dorian, not D minor, because it has a B natural.
Well, because here, I know this. Like, it doesn't have many chords, but. Oh. So the next chord is F minor, I think.
F minor? No. That's F major.
Oh yeah, you're right, major. Why does it sound sad?
Because it's in a sad type of music mode. It's in Dorian. It's one key, one note away from minor. It's a sad song. Sad songs can have major chords in them.
I still don't fully understand what Dorian is.
Dorian is so there's 7 musical modes, right? Don't worry too hard about this. There's 7 musical modes. Major or minor are the ones we talk about because they're the most important. But there's 7. There's 7 musical modes. So the first musical mode is Ionian, which is the same as major. That's just the fancy word. Second musical mode is Dorian. Third musical mode is Phrygian. Fourth musical mode is Lydian. Then you have Mixolydian. Then you have Aeolian, which is the same as minor. So we just call it minor.
Okay.
And then Locrian, which no one uses. Don't at me. And back to Ionian. So if you play all white keys from D to D, that just happens to be D Dorian. You'll notice there's a B natural, which the song you were playing has. So I'd call it Dorian. I also prefer Dorian to minor as a jazz musician.
So are there similarities between minor and Dorian, or is it just
they're almost the exact same scale. It's just there's instead of the 6 being flatted, it's a natural 6th. So that's why you have a B natural instead of a B flat.
Oh no, but I mean throughout all chords, is there like a hey, if you move this note down a half step, it becomes Dorian kind of thing going on?
If you're playing in what you think is a minor key, but the 6th note in the scale isn't flat like in a minor scale. So in the case of D, we're talking about B natural. That's the 6th note in the scale. Normally in D minor it'd be B flat. Yeah, that's the minor scale. But if you just have a B natural instead, that's Dorian. So if you run into a natural 6, you're in Dorian. And we found that natural 6 in the second chord of that song because it's a G major.
Yeah, that part I can understand. So let's see, that means... Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No. Try again. No. F, G. There you go. That's 5. And then you'd have a regular 6. Yeah, that A natural. That would make it Dorian. And then the B flat.
Okay. So to change minor to Dorian, you just move down, move the 6th note
up.
Down a half step.
Up a half
Up a
step.
half step.
That's it.
Neat. Okay.
Yep. I really like having a sharp 6. I like playing a minor chord with the sharp 6. That's a great sound. So I'm playing G, E flat, C, E flat, G, the minor triad, and I'm adding an A on top. E flat,
G,
E flat, E flat, E flat, E
oh,
flat,
okay.
E flat, E flat.
Oh, wait. C, E flat, G, and A.
And I'm playing A on top. Yeah, love that sound. It's real jazzy. You play everything way too high on your keyboard, but other than that, really jazzy.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the notes that are in front of me right now. That's cool. I wonder if, because Brothers is Russian, I wonder if like that culture likes Dorian scale more.
I like Dorian because it has the. I like the major 4 chord. I like having the major 4 chord in there.
Does Dorian use that more?
What?
Does Dorian use that more?
Yeah. Well, it has to because you have the natural 6 in there.
Yeah.
A song in B harmonic minor, if I'd like to hear. Not sure how I'd be able to hear it, but I love harmonic minor. Hey, Allison, do you know what harmonic minor is?
I don't.
I bet you'll know when you hear it. There's like a bunch of different types of minor scale, which is stupid, but it's what life is. But a harmonic minor scale it's a minor scale, but the 7th is sharped. So if you play A minor, and it's normally all white keys, but you play a G sharp instead of a G natural, so you have that sharp 7. That's a... Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said he did say down a half step. Neat.
So that's a harmonic minor. It's way more dramatic.
Yeah.
And in most classical minor pieces, and I generally would play a minor song like this. And what the sharp 7 gives you access to is a major 5 chord instead of a minor 5 chord, which is way more dramatic. So whenever you hear something like this, that's harmonic minor, and most classical pieces use that major 5 chord instead of a minor 5 chord.
Oh, here's a question. What key is the original Pokemon theme in?
G minor. I don't actually really remember how to play it, but it's in G minor. That much I know.
That is neat. It amuses me though how and like intrigues me how such an upbeat song can be in a minor scale. Pidgey. Oh, okay, that's neato. I think I did it arpeggiating correctly. I don't know if I'm pressing them too quick. That's fun.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, in our Discord would be a good way to send it. Thank you, Andrew. Oh my god.
Wait, what? Andrew did what?
What's that? Did Andrew put it? Was that Andrew who did that? I'm fine right now, thanks. Anyway, yeah, join our Discord and you can send me that song.
Neat.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, actually, here's a question. With arpeggiating, typically, like if you're 4/4ing as you usually do, um, like arpeggiating, like how fast does like with this like does arpeggiating usually go note wise?
Well, it depends if you're playing quarter notes or eighth notes. So if you're playing in 4/4, hold on, like that. Wait, how do you do it like this? There we go. You got 4/4. Let's say I wanted to do quarter notes arpeggio would be. But if I wanted to do it faster or in eighth notes, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Or 16th notes.
That's fun.
You could do like triplets. Stuff like that.
That's fun. Arpeggiating's fun. I like arpeggiating. Okay.
Do. Self promo. That's perfect. Thank you so much. Love it.
Neat.
Ooh. Woo. Use those power chords.
I still have any other I like when I took piano. Like when I took piano in high school, I learned some songs. And, like I remember bits of them, and I can remember the tunes of my muscle too. Been like a decade now. Jesus.
It's very good once you're super good at knowing what key signature. Because like a major scale has 7 notes. There are 12 notes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great, I'm not a liar. There's 12 notes in an octave. 12 notes in an octave. What a stupid sentence. There's 12 notes in a dodective. There's 12 notes in an octave because musicians are on the spectrum. There's 12 notes in an octave. There's 7 notes in a major scale. I am a musician. There's 12 notes in the octave. There's 7 notes in a major scale. So there's not a lot of... What's that? 5? Difference of 5? There's 5 notes that are like kind of no notes, which is a fun thing I just said. So I find myself when I'm playing in like D major or whatever, I'm not playing triads. Triads are for lame asses. You can't contain me to 3-note chords. You want me to play a D major chord? I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. I know what notes are allowed to be played in D major, so I'm gonna use as many as them I can fit with my fingers. I never play triads. At the very, 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 very least, I'm playing the 2 in my triads. I'm not playing D, F sharp, A. I'm playing D, E, F sharp, A. I'm always putting the 2 in, or the 9. Depends on how you want to fucking call it. I don't care. I'll call it the 2. My jazz professor in college was like, always put the 9 next to the 1 like this. Never just play a triad. At the very least, put in the bare ass minimum and play the 9th. And so that's always how I do it. I never play triads. You get to a point where that's just not what you're doing.
I'm curious, like, just because you just said you're a jazz teacher. Did they have like teachers for different genres?
Yeah.
Huh. Neat. That's fun.
You know chromatic scale, right?
And I do.
Yeah. Also known
That's so
as
satisfying.
like all
Can you do it again?
of Generation 1 Pokemon battle music.
Oh my god, it's so true.
I'm only using 3 fingers to do all that, and I don't know if that makes me like a musical dropout, but I'm only using 3 fingers to do that.
I mean, the fact that you can do it that fast is impressive to me, at least. Here's a question: What key is the battle music in?
I don't know. I can't say I've studied Pokemon Gen 1 battle music in 9-ish years. I don't know much Pokemon battle music. I know plenty of Pokemon music. Battle music I stay kind of away from.
What's your favorite Pokemon piece?
Ooh. Fuck. I don't know. There's too many. What?
I mean, like here's a question. Here's a better question. What Pokemon piece makes you like happiest when you play it? Where you're just like, oh, the chords and my fingers are happy.
Maybe like Route 15 from Kalos. Dude, Route 15 from Kalos. I wonder if I already went on my Route 15 from Kalos music tangent in one of these streams. I bet I did, so I probably shouldn't do it a second time. I can probably give you some feedback on the piece I sent after the stream. I will listen to your piece and I'll give you some feedback in the Discord.
I don't believe you have went on that tangent. I feel like I remember that.
I'm like really sure I have, but I could do it again if you want me to.
Please. I like hearing you tangent. It's fun.
So, the beginning of Pokemon Route. Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds.
I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. My problems have all gone. There's no one to deride me. But you gotta have friends. Something went boop 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 boop. But you gotta have friends.
Okay. I'm back. I don't know if what I just did worked.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, you heard the boop boop boop? Okay, good. Okay.
Oh,
it's me. Hi. It's the stream echoing. Oh, okay,
yeah,
it's gone.
Mike.
We're good. We got it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, voiceover. Where you at? I can't hear my own voiceover. This is problematic for what I was about to do.
Oh no.
Turn off Bluetooth. All right, hold on. Let me fix. Where is my voiceover? It's gone. No shot. Okay, there we go. We're back.
Hey.
We'll just make sure I didn't miss any chat. Okay, I haven't really. Turn on Bluetooth. Turn on Bluetooth. Okay. Music, albums, P, Pokemon, X and Y. There it is. Scroll down to Route 15. Route 15, where are you? I'll find it. It's around here. It's right around here. There it is. Route 15. This beginning part is my tangent. Alright. So, like, phenomenal piece of Pokemon music.
But also, do I hear dissonance?
Kinda. So, those first chords, that, like, staccato chord thing that's going on, right? I could never tell whether or not. So the chord changes right here. Obviously, we hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I can never tell if the chord changes here. It sounds like it doesn't, but I always get this feeling like it does.
Mm.
Something in my brain is like, oh, there's a change there, but I can't
Yeah, I
perceive
can see
it.
that.
So after like 7 or 8 years of trying to figure this shit out, I figured out what the song is trying to do and what the song is actually doing. So the chord progression in the beginning, the song is in E minor. That's E minor, I think. The song is in E minor. Okay, yes. So here's the chord does change in the place where I thought it did. But figuring out what it's trying to do is why I couldn't tell. And so here's what the chord progression in the beginning is. If you were to play the chords all just like normally, like regular ass root position chords, it goes E minor. Does it go E minor? No, sorry. It doesn't start on E minor. It starts on G. And then it goes A major. And then it goes A minor. G. A minor. Actually, it goes A minor, B minor, A minor. Anyway, so it does change. That A chord goes from major to minor. And that was what I was hearing. But the way that it's orchestrated, it's so hard to tell. Because what you get is these little clusters like this.
Yeah,
So the first chord is F sharp G D, which outlines a G major 7 chord, but it doesn't give you enough information to tell you. So what you get is in the right hand, but in the left hand, you get 2, 3, and these two notes. These two notes here are B and E. The B is what tells you this is a G major 7 chord, because you didn't have the third in your right hand, so you didn't know what kind of chord it is. So that's how I know it's a G major 7 chord. And then the chord changes to G, A, and E. And in your left hand, you get this. 1, 2, 3, and. You get this C sharp here and E. So that's how I know it's an A major chord. It's an A dominant 7 because it has G here. And then there's just no left hand for like 8 bars. So it's so ambiguous. But very subtly in the right hand, there's a C natural added. So it sounds altogether, it sounds like this. And that's how it goes. There is a change in chord there. It changes from A major to A minor. But it's so subtle, you can barely hear it. But it's a cool thing. Anyway,
That is cool.
That didn't need to be so long-winded.
But you definitely have not said that.
I've definitely...
I would have. You definitely have not said that on stream.
Okay.
I did not remember that at all. So I'm glad you got that right, because that was really interesting. If by the way, if you want to end on that tangent, like
Maybe.
streaming for an hour, just letting you know, just that we have to. Time. By the way, I'm just curious, just because of all the dissonance in that piece, is that root like really hard?
No, and it's not dissonant. It just has a weird beginning. The rest of it is really pretty. Here, I'll play it.
Okay, yeah. Very adventurous. Dude, like, actually, I have a question. Are all the, like, have there been, similar for the Zelda games, has there been, like, an overarching composer for Pokemon?
There's been a few. Junichi Masuda is the original. Go
Yeah.
Ichinose has done really good stuff. Now we have Toby Fox for some reason, but like I'm not complaining.
Hey, we get an English name in there. Toby. I wonder how he felt when like Nintendo was like, "Hey, can you write music for our games?" I was like,
he's the one.
I imagine you would be awesome. Like, I imagine like if they call you, you'd be like, "What?"
I believe he's the one who asked. I believe what happened was Undertale gets incredibly popular. Smash Bros. Ultimate comes out in 2018. DLC for Smash Ultimate starts coming out. And somehow Sakurai gets the attention of Toby Fox because he wants to put a version of Sans in Smash, just a Mii costume, but he wanted Toby to make a new version of Megalovania for that. So Toby goes to Japan because he's in Japan a lot because there was this whole thing about localizing Undertale. He like speaks Japanese. He's very involved in like Japan pop culture.
Is he Japanese at all?
No, he's not. He's just some kid from Boston. I say some kid. I think he's only like 2 years older than us.
Because I'm like his mom could be Japanese, and that's why he's
I don't know. Anyway, he ends up in a bar with Sakurai and people from Nintendo. They're talking about Smash. I know he goes to Sakurai's house and plays Smash with him, which is like, what the fuck? Holy shit, dude!
What is your life, dude?
And then at some point he ended up with Game Freak, and they were drinking. And Toby was like, "Can I'd like, yeah, it's Japanese culture. They do a lot of work and then they go get smashed. That's their whole life." And Toby was like, "I'd like to make a song for Pokemon Sword and Shield," and they were like, "Sure." And that's why. And then he made the Battle Tower boss theme, which is only in the post game. It's technically optional music, but they stuck him in. And then Game Freak made a non-Pokemon game in 2020 for the first time in a while called Little Town Hero, and Toby did the whole score for that.
Cool.
And then
maybe we can play that on stream. That'd be fun.
I've heard bad things. I've heard the game is very tedious, but it's got Toby Fox music. And then I guess afterwards they liked him enough that they just let him make some of the most important music in Scarlet and Violet.
Cool.
That's how that happened.
That's awesome. Like his life must be like insane sometimes.
I bet.
Just like, man. How long did it take him to make Undertale anyway?
4 years, 5 years.
It's like the dude's like a programmer, musician. Like, what else is he?
Artist.
Like speaks Japanese. Like he's smart.
Yeah, he made like that Earthbound Halloween hack, and then he made Undertale, and that was like a Kickstarter that got funded, and that came out. I don't know. I forget the whole story. I don't know. Anyway, that's probably it.
Yeah, it's probably a good place to end the stream. Do we want to end it there, I guess?
Yeah. I don't know when we'll be back, but
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm maybe not all the time, but whenever I come to physically visit you, but we can play, sometime, like either on stream or off stream, but you have all those keyboards.
Sure do.
So we definitely have enough keyboards. But all right, so bye internet, I guess.